a lot of gadgets need to be managed to pack up. I'll hand carry these cameras and three mobile devices and the battery, a backup camera, and yeah, just the laptops, all these kind of things. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and today I'm leaving Shanghai to Sweden. It's a little bit sad today, after staying in Shanghai for quite a long time. And but yeah, this is what it is. I have to go. So everything is packed up, and it's gonna be a long journey. A little bit information. So I'm waiting in the counter, and since I'm like going abroad, so first they need the coronavirus test. Oh fuck! They did a like nose test. Really uncomfortable to do the corona test. Like they put something inside the nose, and it's really uncomfortable. Report to let you get into Beijing, and so we are now waiting for somebody else to get a certificate or something. It's a little bit like troublesome, and I don't know. I have to wait here for a while. And I know it's gonna be a long journey. I just passed the security check, and it was a little bit troublesome. You know, Vera has left, and Vera was like a little bit sad.
Sad.
You know, because this time Vera isn't going with me, so because it's gonna be a long journey. I have to go on the trip for like more than 48 hours, so she thinks it is quite tiring, so she decided to stay in Shanghai. So that's why Vera isn't with me. And but about the security check, I was requesting a special like a documentation for the coronavirus test, and it was a little bit troublesome because I did a coronavirus test in a Chinese hospital, and the test report wasn't in English. So but the crew in the counter told me I have to bring a English version. For me, it's a little bit odd because I was assuming I'm gonna using this report in Beijing and to get through Beijing and to do transfer things. I didn't because Sweden just recently bought a new rule actually about everyone entering Sweden. You have to bring a coronavirus test, but they said I have to bring an English version to let the Swedish custom to check out the status of my healthy. So yeah, this is basically what happened. But I was explaining I'm a resident in Sweden and blah blah blah, and I said if I couldn't get into Sweden, I should take the responsibility. And then they call back to the administration center and got the rules and laws and check all the courses about the coronavirus entry ban, etc. So now finally I got it through, and yeah, and it's quite early now. It's just like 7 a.m. So I have to be here like wait for quite of time, like 1 hour and a half, I think. So yeah, that's what happened, and continue the journey. Alright, so now I'm arriving in Beijing, and I have to take the shuttle bus to get to transfer to the flight to get to Stockholm. It's a long walk. You know, I haven't been to the Beijing Airport, and it is a little bit like smoky outside, not like Shanghai. The air condition was quite good. Submit some kind of like custom claim documentation already. So now I'm waiting for a train to the intersection, and it seems like I don't have to go through the security check once again. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Just passed the security check, and it was really chaotic because I bring a lot of gadgets like the drone and 3 cell phones, like 2 cameras, and yeah, and a lot of you know, batteries and so and so. So they asked me to take out, and 2 laptops. So they asked me to take out all the digital gadgets and electronics. So I have to, like, you know those things, like you have to put it in the container, and too many stuffs, and I couldn't remember like all of them. So it was a little bit chaotic. I'm on the flight to Stockholm. It's been 2 hours already, so there are like 7 hours more. As different as the SAS flight, this one, the seat isn't very comfortable. There are only 1 hour to go, and I'm a little bit sleepy actually, but I couldn't fall into sleep because you know, the seat is a little bit tight, so it makes me a lot of uncomfortable, and so the last like 1 hour, hopefully it will go as fast as it can. Yeah, Sweden, I'm back. Yeah, so now I'm in Stockholm, Arland airport, and it took me like almost 16 hours on the road, or more than that. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so now I'm waiting for my luggages, and yeah, hopefully it won't take too much time to wait for that. Then I'll grab a cab directly, go to the city center, and check in the hotel.
In the Chinese news, you always see how bad the pandemic is in the Western countries. What I observed was people do keep the social distance, and the people do wear masks and gloves in Stockholm, but just not forced to do so.
Yeah, so finally got a room, and almost 20 hours, I think. Yeah, more or less 20 hours. I got into this hotel is called the Radisson Blue Waterfront. It is in the very city center of Stockholm, and look at this. If you have a look, This is City Hall, and there is a blue hall inside, which is the place that you see issue the Nobel prizes. Now I'm in Stockholm train station, and it is empty actually. I'm looking for the platform 12B or 12A. It's a little bit confused actually. No people, and nobody is here. And you just saw like few people walking. Well, to me, I think it is fine. It is safe actually.
I was worried that SJ train late arrival in the exchange station, which might got me waiting in Alvesta for another 2 hours. Swedish train systems sometimes are very troublesome. Sorry, Sweden.
Well, so now I'm in Alvesta. I was a little bit worried about the SJ train if I will miss the transfer time. But this Alvesta stop is okay actually. So now I'm going to transfer to Arland Talk, which is another train company. Then I'm going to Emmaboda, and then in Emmaboda I'm going to transfer to another train. So the time is a little bit constrained due to the transfer, but it's good. Like I don't have to cross the platform, and yeah, so it's been a long journey from Stockholm to here, almost 3 hours. There are another 1 hour and a half to go, and finally I will get home. Such a long journey from Shanghai. Oh, anyway, you guys with me, and I'm encouraged to tackle all the problems. Cheers. This is the last train, and I'm really tired. It's like almost 5 hours on the road. I'm about to arrive Karlskrona. It's really tired, and from Shanghai to Beijing, then to Stockholm, stay overnight and come back to home. It's a really long journey, and I have overcome it. Being 1 year, I haven't been back home, and here everything is staying the same shit. Look at this. So I got these huge luggages, like 23 kilograms, and I got this small bag, and I got a backpack. So totally, I got like 50 kilograms on the weight I pulled from Shanghai to here. Isn't this insane? Finally home. I'm back after 1 year. Finally I'm back. So it is 8 o'clock. I just did a quick clean of the room. I'm really tired, but I have to go to Ica to buy something because I'm hungry. And all the food in the fridge, of course, after 1 year, you cannot consume it. But back to the quiet life in Karlskrona. And see, you don't see anyone walking on the street after 8 o'clock. In Shanghai, In Shanghai, the nightlife is just start. So a lot of people asking me, Mike, what are you doing in Sweden? I do have a better life in Shanghai. What I'm looking for here, I'm looking for different experience. I'm looking for freedom here. So come along with me to feel the freedom.